Hey everybody. It is, what is it? It's Tuesday. And I'm a few days behind schedule, but on Saturday I did an Instacart experiment. And I wanted to work 8 hours doing Instacart just to see how it went, how much money I made in a full day's shift. So it was a very interesting shift. Um, I had a couple things happen that I had never experienced before, which I guess happens the more you do it, the more you do it. But first of all, when you work Instacart, you don't really get a break. And I know in the market where I am, it's busy. So generally, as soon as I finish one order, I get another one. And so I thought I was outsmarting the system. And when you sign up for Instacart shifts, it's by the hour. So you can sign up, you just select each hour. You have to do a minimum of 2 hours consecutively, but you sign up by the hour. So I thought I was going to be smart and I was going to sign up for like 2 hours and then skip an hour and then sign up for the next hour. Well, I did that, and what happened was after I did my first order, I didn't get another order at all. And so after about 15 minutes or so, which was 30 minutes before my second shift was supposed to start, I get a text message saying that I have an order to shop at 3 o'clock, which was 30 minutes from now. So it told me what Publix to go to. Now, luckily, I was already at that Publix, but I don't know why the app didn't register that I was already on shift. And I know most likely what happened was that if you're towards the end of a shift, they probably try not to give you another order if it's going to take you over your shift. So I had to wait for 30 minutes. Even though I had an order, I had to wait 30 minutes before I could shop that order. So the lesson in that is it's probably not a good idea to try to schedule like 2 hours at a time and then schedule a break, because with Instacart you can only have a 20-minute break. I'm like, and that, I mean, shopping is not difficult, but the fact that you're being timed, you're trying to hurry up, it can be a little bit, mentally intense sometimes, at least for me, particularly because I'm still kind of new. So I'm really focused and really concentrating, really trying to shop quickly, trying to, do everything as quickly as I can. So to be engaged like that for hours on end at a time can be a little bit difficult. And so they have this option where you can have a 20-minute break. Okay, what can you do in 20 minutes? And that day I was hungry. I mean, really hungry. I hadn't eaten like in hours. All right, so when I took my 20-minute break, I didn't know where I was, so it's not like I could just run to somewhere and get something real quick. I didn't even know where I was. All right, so it was tough. But it was a learning experience. The other thing that happened during that shift that was a new experience for me is that I got 2 orders in one batch. So I had to shop for 2 people simultaneously. So that meant I had to make sure I knew which customer got which grocery. So I had to keep them separate in the cart. And at first I'm thinking, how in the world am I going to remember, who had what? How am I going to keep it separate? Then I got an idea. I was in the deli. I was waiting for the guy to slice the deli meat. And I was like, okay, if I get one of those small baskets and put it inside the cart, then I can kind of keep things separate. So one order I put in the top part of the cart where the kids can sit, and then I put the basket right below that. And so that was one order, and then the other order I just put down in the larger part of the basket. So that was how I kept it separate. And then when I got to the checkout, I had one order placed in plastic bags and one order placed in brown paper bags so that they would stay separate. And then once I loaded it into my car, I put one order into the trunk and one order in the back seat. So in order to make sure I kept everything separate. So as far as I know, that worked out, and I didn't give the wrong people the wrong order. It was a little bit confusing, but I was able to do it. I think I haven't gotten any emails or anything like that as of yet. What else? The other thing is for the first time, I had to go to a high-rise building. Generally, I've only gone to apartments or houses where you just walk right up to the door or maybe walk up one flight of stairs and deliver the groceries. Well, this particular place I went to was like a ALF, I think, or something like that. And there was a high-rise, and the guy was on the 8th floor. Luckily, he said that if I needed help, that he would send someone down to help me. And they had a little cart that I put everything in. I still had to take it up to the 8th floor, but I was glad that he had that cart. Otherwise, I would have been making trips back and forth. Now, Instacart, they tell you that you'll need a cart, but that was the first time that I had needed one, and I didn't want to, I wasn't doing this enough to where I wanted to go invest in that as of yet. But now that I've had that experience, it will definitely be something that I think I'll go ahead and make that investment in. What else happened on that shift? The worst part of the shift was scheduled from, my first shift was 1 to 3, and then my second one was 3 to 9, all right? So my very last order, it was a small order. It was right at the end of my shift. It was quick. It was going to finish me up at 9:05. So I get the order, and I go to deliver it, and it's at this place that is it's like a retirement community. It's a huge retirement community, and they have all levels of care. They have independent people that live in houses, like a house, like a single family home on their property. They had villas, and they have a high rise, like a nursing home type of thing. And so the person that I was delivering to was in one of the villas. It was nighttime, all right? It's 9 o'clock at night at this point. And even though I have driven past this community, I've never gone inside this community. So when I get, first of all, I can't find the entrance because it's dark. It's gated, so you can't just go in. So I finally find the entrance where the security guard is, and he's like, oh yeah, they told us you were coming. We've been expecting you. So he gives me a map that he has highlighted the route that I'm supposed to take to this guy's apartment. Now, it wasn't a number. It was letters and numbers. So it was like AS2. And I'm like, there's really no logical way for you to figure out how these things are situated if they're like AS2. If it were just numbers, they would go sequentially. It would be easy. But this AS2 thing, I wasn't following. Plus, he didn't really verbally tell me any directions. He just gave me a map. Now, some people can look at maps and they'll be fine, but I'm more verbal than I am visual, so I need some directions. So anyway, I take the map and I look at the map and I do my best to follow this map, right? So first I go one way, then I look at the map, I'm like, I don't think this is the right way. So I went back the other way, and as I'm driving around, the numbers, they're still not making sense. And I'm not seeing the AS. I'm seeing N, I'm seeing NA, I'm seeing all this other stuff. And I'm like, okay, this is terrible. So I go back to the security desk, right? And I look at the map and I'm like, I don't even know which way the map, what's the top of the map and what's the bottom of the map. And so I think what happened was I had the map upside down because the way the words were written, the words were right side up for some reason. But I was supposed to be looking at the map where the words were upside down, which makes absolutely no sense at all. So I was looking at the map and the map was upside down. So I tell the security guy, listen, I can't find this place. And it's past 9 o'clock. This is a retirement community, so the people are probably like sleeping. So anyway, finally he tries to call the other security guard so that he could take the golf cart and show me where it is, but for some reason the guy didn't want to come. So he does his best to give me verbal directions, and that works out much better, and I go right to the people's house. So anyway, my shift ended up being like 30 minutes later than it was supposed to be. The order ended up being late, and I was exhausted mentally and physically, and I was hungry because I hadn't eaten in hours, and Instacart only gives you a 20-minute break. So it was a very interesting night. It was adventurous, to say the least. Now, in terms of the money, I set a goal that I wanted to make $150 that day, okay? I did not make $150. I made $105 inside the app, okay? So from the deliveries themselves, I made $105, and from cash tips, I made $25. So I ended up making $105. So I ended up making $130, okay? And I worked for 8 hours, which puts me at, it was about $16.25 per hour. So whenever I work a shift, I always want to know how much money did I make per hour. So it was about $16.25 per hour, which isn't bad, you know. So anyway, that was my Instacart full day shift adventure. Will I ever do that again? Not anytime soon, probably. I don't know. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But I still enjoy Instacart, and I'm scheduled to do some hours this weekend. So that was my little Instacart shift experience. Hopefully you can take some things away from that and learn. If you have not tried Instacart, if you're not an Instacart shopper quite yet, just give it a try. Just give it a try. See if it's something that you want to do on the side or full time. And you can go ahead and click my link down in the description box, and it'll take you right to the sign up page. So hopefully that was entertaining and educational and helpful for you. And I will check you out next time.